Hello, my name is John Kline. I'm with Appraising Plus. Thank you for visiting. What I'd like to do today is share with you the process I go through during appraisal. It doesn't matter whether I'm working on an estate project or whether it's a charitable donation or equitable distribution or downsizing, needing to sell the personal property in order to move into a smaller space. Or one needs to perhaps want to share their personal property with loved ones or friends, and they want to kind of find the value of the items. The process I go through is similar. When I'm on premise, I'll walk with the client, go room to room to look at quickly the personal property that they are interested in having evaluated or reviewed. Following that quick walkthrough, we'll sit down and determine the type of report that would most necessary to I guess, accomplish the objectives in the least amount of time. Then I'll go room to room. I will photograph the item. I'll write some notes about the item, look at condition, and determine whether there is any kind of issues with the personal property, and that's done at a steady pace. And once we go room to room and finish the residence, I then will go back to my home office, and at some point, usually within a few days, I'll upload the information and put it into my appraising program. The pictures, I'll describe the items through my notes. I'll review the notes and I'll put them into my program and describe the couch, the sideboard, the sterling silver, the paintings, whatever it might be. And then I'll go to my database, which I have a lot of realized sales. I also subscribe to a database that provide me realized sales so I can come up with a fair market value. It's not exactly what I think the item's worth, it's what I know it's worth based on recent sales throughout the appropriate area, whether it be the Northeast or South, wherever it would be best for that particular item to be sold. Once that's concluded, I'll have the fair market value. Then I'll have a report. I'm happy to hold a insurance replacement report. Predominantly, it was of a sterling silver collection. A family inherited from their parents. Sets of Kirksteve and another English set. It was a pretty large collection, and the fair market replacement value turned out to be $27,000. But it translates into what it would take for this couple, if they needed to, if it got stolen and they needed to replace it, what would it cost for them to go ahead and buy the exact set or a similar set? And that was $27,000. This report is USPAT compliant. Any appraiser who's a member of one of the big international appraising organizations, I happen to be a member of International Society of Appraisers, and we have to follow certain standards, both that the organization gives me as well as what the government agency has said. We call it the Foundation for Appraisals Services, and they have what's known as USPAT, which real estate appraisers have to follow, and so does personal property appraisers have to follow. And you have to be compliant, you have to be up to date. Every 2 years you have to go through a fairly extensive update course. This happens to be my 2014-2015. I'm going to need to do this later this year to be up to date on the uniform standards of professional appraising practice. This tells me exactly what needs to be in a report. So I might be from ISA, International Society of Appraisers, but my report should be very similar to another compliant appraiser from a different national organization. We're trying to be sure that we all are sharing the same methodology with our clients. And it gets a better product. And so it's worked out real well over the years. So that's pretty much the process I go through. The time it takes me to do an appraisal is different. It just depends on the project. Rule of thumb for most appraisers is that for every hour in a residence, it's about 2 hours worth of additional work in order to produce a USPAT compliant report that will stand up in court. So that's pretty much the summary of what I do in the appraisal process. I'll share with you a few of the tools I use while I'm on site. I use this one. I did this with the silver appraisal. I weigh it. I weigh the silver. Sometimes silver, you need to determine the spot value, and you need to know the weight of sterling silver. So I use this to weigh it. Also have very handy, 25 feet. This works real well, and you need to know that for the dimensions of the items I'm looking at. Sometimes I have a little black light. Use this for artwork. I use this for porcelain. Items that have been restored under black light, I can tell that there's been restoration both on artwork as well as old porcelain. Sometimes it's very hard to see with the naked eye. And of course, I'm always bringing a flashlight just to look a little closer at the item, and so I can see it better. I bring a large magnifying glass. Sometimes I'll bring extra lighting. Sometimes I'll bring a nice soft towel, a large towel, or a blanket to put breakables on as I'm evaluating them. Sometimes I'll bring a ladder. I'll always have a spare set of clothes in case I need to be going up into attics and crawl spaces or in basements that are very, let's say, kind of dirty. So I think that's about all that I use. I think the most important thing is, for me, that helps me, keeps me organized, is I have a numbering system that I put next to the item. I might have 2 pieces of silver that are very similar, so it's good to have a number next to it so I don't get confused when I'm back in my home office. So that's what I do as an appraiser when I'm on site. So if I can discuss with you your project or your potential project, or just give some suggestions, please don't hesitate to give me a phone call. My contact information is there, and I look forward to hearing from you. I am John Kline. Thank you for visiting Appraising Plus.